Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Deddy Permadhy. I'm working now at Parametric Solusi Integrasi Indonesia. Today I will to show you the demonstration of the ones of the PTC products. Today we will discuss about the PTC Windchill PDM link. Okay, many small customers today use share folder or FTP to manage and transfer information. While easy to initially set up, there are many limitations with such as a solution and particular as a company grows, and there are more contents and people that need to be coordinated. And lack of revision control, let's check wins. This is one of the challenges in the company. Sometimes user using creative naming schemes and then it cannot refer to previous version of files. Then the second is the user is must manually track or document yet interdependencies, and it could be difficult to understand which design are affected by a change. And the next is it about the basic security, all or nothing file access. And then the next is about the pure collaboration and data sharing. And it means difficult to share data and problems. And it means non-CAD user cannot see early design. And of course, it cannot duplicate, it will duplicating parts when existing item cannot be found. For many small customers, different products data is scattered in different repositories. Thus, it is difficult to cross-reference all information that related to a particular product. Many small customers today use share folder or FTP to manage and transfer information. While easy to initially set up, there are many limitations with such a solution, and particular as a company grows, and there are more content and people that need to be coordinated. And then, of course, securely managed CAD files, mechanical bill of materials, and associated document like such as version control, understand relationship between items, and then of course easily source for existing product and parts, and they will enforce simple release or change processes. And then the next is they will to be enhanced collaboration effort between partner, vendor, and customer. Okay. The SolidWorks screenshots show an example of how Windchill command can be included with another CAD application. So designers don't have to exit the CAD tools to check in and the checkout works. And then, yes, of course, the Windchill can manage data from multi-CAD application, and then it can quickly find the latest version, and it will prevent overwriting and proliferation of version. And then the last is Windchill can control access to your IP, and it will hide works in progress from non-authors. Okay, next, and then Windchill allows you to not only manage CAD file, but also documents such as Microsoft Word and Adobe PDF. They utilize the same version control mechanism that Windchill use with the CAD document. And then you can also access Windchill from your Windows desktop. And document can be drag and drop into a Windchill folder, just like any other Windows folders. And then Windchill have the structure, mechanical bill of material, and part list. Then uh, can access Windchill document from Windows and then export mechanical bill of material, Microsoft Excel, and etc. And then Windchill have the capabilities search. Search tools are always immediately accessible. Then visually understand relationship between objects. Then can visually identify components. And the other capabilities of the Windchill is the change management. It means Windchill can coordinate all applicable user in the design review and promotion processes, then can enforce naming convention, versioning schemes, and design processes. And then the next capabilities of the PTC Windchill is a collaboration. It means Windchill can access lightweight graphical images of the stored CAD data and then can map up and measure and section 3D images. Then, of course, the Windchill can generate viewables and other required formats. So, starting off here inside of Windchill, there are few things I will point out. And number one, we are signed in as a patch. So every user is going to be assigned a user in Windchill. They will be named a user, and whenever you come into Windchill, you will just be able to access it from a web browser interface of your choice. So you don't have to install anything to be able to access Windchill. And it is I will all just be set up in the background there, and then again you will have a kind of your own username and sign in. You can see some table here on your homepage. You can kind of configure it on what make work best for you and what you make work to see or need to be able to see at any given times, and but this is going to allow you to just quickly come in and look at the things like what you might have a checkout tags that are assigned to you from simple workflow, things like that, be able to access and work with all of them. Now for today demonstration, we are going to go ahead and start by coming into our zero turn mover product here, and we are going to take a look at it. And now the way what this data is organized instead of Windchill is instead of context, what we call a context. And so this is basically just the top level of organization around something. So you can think of we have a few different lawn mower that we make sell. We may have a few different lawn mower products, or in our case, we have a lawn mower here, snowmobile, a truck, and etc. So if there any information that's specific about each one of those, that will go under that product's context. Now, working with the llama for today, we are going to start by taking a look at the theme page. And the theme page is where you can see everyone who has access to these products and show all of data about this land mover and what kind of access they have. So you can see all of the different users here and the roles that they may be assigned to. I can always add a new user, create new roles, and going past just being able to sign in different user and there's different roles. What that's really going to allow you to do is build some roles, configure some roles. I should say, excuse me, to allow for the correct access right. So with this, you can assign user to the types of roles that just already set up with access privilege already assigned. And it's going to make it easy for you to make sure that the correct people are accessing the correct types of data and that just anyone can do anything. So, so as I mentioned, you have the ability to add roles as well as adding user to those roles. But going off of what I was just talking about, just have the ability to configure what action each of those roles can take. You can see here in our table whether I want someone to be able to create something and check something out and make edit it, etc. I can granularly control all of that. So that make it very nice for being able to make sure that you have control of your data, but also have enterprise visibility to the people who need it. Coming into our folder tab here, this is kind of like a folder structure you will see on a computer. This is going to allow your folder organize and break down the information that you have about these products. So for our lane mover, for our lane mover is an example. Again, we may have some cat data or different things like that we want, maybe some documentation, anything of that nature, and I can edit those access control like we show for time for team directly here as well. So if I need to send, so if I need to say that some folder or even an object or is more sensitive and I want to limit who can edit it or who can see it, I can granularly get down to that level and do that as well. So a lot of flexibility there is in terms of doing more general roles down to specific object, and then now going off justice, being able to lock that down while we are controlling who can do what and make sure that you have all the right user with the right privileges. If we dig into one of those folders, you will see all of the objects that fell inside of it. So we have all our creo paths here for our line mover that we are working with. And I could filter through there and search for something if I wanted to. And I can also do a symbol search in the upper right hand corner. There is asterisk symbol. There are a thing as well cards. And then uh, so it's saying, I don't know maybe what this part began with or end with, but I know it has 661 in it somewhere. So written anything that has the number 661 on it, and you can see we have the ability to refine result based of the differences between them on the left and the ability to do secondary search in the table if we like as well to quickly find whatever object it is that we are looking for inside a Windchill. So this is going to save time, making sure that you don't have a user just looking through folder or forgetting where something is. they can quickly utilize the information that they have to do searches, and they can even base on other type of information, just the name, the number, but maybe something like if you assign a material, you could search on the material as well. Different things like that, adding flexibility and speed with the way your team and can find data and really uh, be able to utilize it. No, knowing that I may be interested in this part, if I hover over that image there, it pull up our thumbnail navigator. This is going to allow me visually interact with the object as well as where it is and time of what it is used in. So in what assembly it is using in, what are the other components that are part of this assembly, things of that nature. And if I check the I button there, it will take me to more details about this assembly. Here we have our build material of our structure, so you can see the structure for this assembly here for this frame, that we have the different component in it. Is you can see that it we select on the things either in the structure visualization or in the actual structure itself. It cross highlights so you can quickly identify things. We can also make reports or exports. If I want to export this is an Excel or CSV templates to be able to bring into some other tools, maybe ERP or something of the nature that's not an issue. Continue forward here with the cross-highlighting in the visualization capabilities, knowing what parts I may want to take a look at. I will just select on it and go down a level to that individual component. On detail tabs, we have all of additional attribute and things about this. So you can see you can see, as I mentioned earlier, things like material being to be able, steel, and this case, and any other additional information. Clicking on the visualization, there is going to landscape view. So I know I mentioned earlier, do not necessarily having to install anything. I do want to highlight Creo views, and the only things that will be installed onto the computer that you will be using, but it is very lightweight and easy to use. This can be used with tools or than just Creo data. It can work with the natural files or the other type of CAD file as well. But this is really just a tool for allowing other people to be able to be interact with the type of data. So you can see here, I can browse into the same folder structure that we saw in Windchill directly from my desktop folder structure. And instead of here, I can do things like Windchill searches and check in, check out, whatever I will normally be able to do with this component. And that again gives more flexibility to how your team wants to work with this data. We can uh, we can also upload new thing from here. So if I take this material test that I have and just drag it into the folder, you will see that it will automatically bring up the new document wizard for Windchill, and I can go through them and start filling in the data around what type of the document this might be, any additional detail or attribute, and you can have pre-built type depending of what information is most important, and you want to make sure it is filled in things of that nature. But that's going directly from my desktop, then create that new document inside of Windchill for me, and I never even had to go in a Windchill to create it. And the same idea can of apply to the whole suite of or the Microsoft suite itself. And so if we open this document here, you are going to see that we have the ability to work with the Windchill directly from the ribbon at the top or from the toolbars at the top. In this case, we are going to say that we are going to be updating the plate thickness, and we can just go ahead and choose our value for now and then come into the Windchill tab. We can see now I can open and create new document. Open document to check insurance checkouts, and even start a promotion request if I want this to be released. In our case, I'm just going to say check in since we have updated the value for our thickness. Okay, and give any description of what actually changed, and then we can go ahead and check this in. Now we can when we do the check-in for this as well, it can automatically close out any existing file. So you will see whether we want to keep that local file or just send that away to the trash. And it will do that for us automatically. So you have it set up to make sure that again with the check-in, check-out process and everything is always in synchronized. No one looking out of that version or accidentally keeping something on their desktop and working on something that's not current Windchill version. Now, coming to the Creo next, you can see similar to what we show with the workspace so far on with, the kind of integration so far. We have a great integration here with Creo into Windchill. You can actually view inside of Windchill directly here with Embed Browser inside of the Creo. And if I have some component in my workspace that I want open like this assembly that we have been working with, and I can do that. From here, I can take this component out and do whatever else I would need to be from Windchill set again either. Can of From the right-click menu, there's on opening the kind of Windchill windows. Then we have the workspace and the common space. The workspace is going to be what at your desk, and you can think of it like that kind of what I currently have working on. What I have to get my desk that I'm working on in the common space is more what is the filing cabinet in the center of the office. Okay, maybe I could get something from there and bring it to my desk and to work on it. But right now, it is the common space where everyone can kind of see it versus my workspace where I'm working from. Now, looking at the individual component that we were interested in, we can see if we look at the content that we have, that representation that I made early, that little Creo view annotation. And if we will sign as whatever it will be, I can easily come through here and just see so have markup that this needs to be changed. With the pattern kind of simple, but you could even have, and as I mentioned earlier, with the smart up for measurement, extra markup to say where something is. This is a position that needs to be changed to this updates that needs to be made, whatever it will be. Even like this, if I wanted to do a measurement to share how far apart they were, and then put an update measurement, and in that uh, Creo view file, this one. I could, but after viewing that, I'm just going to come to here in Creo and do some basic modeling work up to update this to increase the number and how uh, close to the pattern is to increase the grid here. But you can see that doing all of this doesn't necessarily change the way we will say that your engine are working. They still are going to do their day-to-day job very similarly, and then they still work in Creo and they still write